Hello everyone, it's Asia, founder of multidimensionalu.com, coming to you with another planetary update here on June 14th, 2018. So I'm really excited for this one. I just love it when there is synchronicity and the breadcrumbs all start to come together, the puzzle pieces. So I'm going to share a number of different things that kind of pull different threads together today. So if you've been following my last couple of videos, you know that Nikola Tesla got in touch with me a couple weeks ago. I conveyed what he brought through, especially as it relates to crystals and crystal technology. I did pick myself up some tanzanite that they mentioned. And then just this morning, the monthly newsletter from a group called Energetic Synthesis came in. This is Lisa Renee. You can look her up. It's energeticsynthesis.com. Highly recommend her information. She's an ascension scientist, I believe, is how she refers to herself. And so often what comes out in her monthly newsletter, of course, is tracking with what I am channeling, what I'm seeing come through, etc. So, you know, we're all in this together and we all hold different parts. So it's just beautiful to read this very detailed information. And I'm just going to read one paragraph from her article on the crystal core today, because it directly relates to what the Tesla group brought to us a couple weeks ago. So crystals, quote, crystals hold the blueprint of the living consciousness records contained in the evolutionary histories of the earth and beyond, recording the consciousness experiences of all life that have been imprinted through the complex patterns of frequencies and mathematical coding they can hold. Crystals can amplify and accelerate light frequencies that are similar to an energy-based mathematical software program. They can be used for communication, transmission, teleportation, energy production, weather control, and to store immense databases of frequency-coded information. So just a beautiful validation of the information that came in before, and I know some of you know much more about this than I do. I look forward to your comments in this video. This was a beautiful, there was so much more in her article. I highly recommend you go on her site and find that one. Beautiful validation for this information that's coming through and wanting to make its way back onto the planet. So just this morning, I was finishing up the itinerary for our multidimensional mission trip to the southwest of France. I was pulled there in the fall of 2016. I'd never heard of these places before I went. It was a solo trip. I went and did multidimensional work there. And now we're being pulled back there. And I talked about this in a video about a month ago or so. There's a group that's being pulled together to go do more work there. And as I was finishing the itinerary, I was really feeling into what is this about? What are we doing? And I mean, it's very straightforward. We are releasing time capsules and bringing back lost wisdom that the crystalline core, as well as other aspects of the earth, have held onto, almost like an archival status. So you've probably heard other channels talk about Atlantis wasn't a place as much as it was the entire earth and the way it was. It was in a different vibrational dimension. It was existing, you know, the civilization that was able to exist wasn't because it was like this just one special place on the planet. It was kind of the modus operandi for the whole planet. So we're seeing a lot of this resurrection. A lot of Lemurian original seeders have come to me to do work, to remember who they are. And so like a restoration template is coming into play on the planet very much at this time. So I know many of you know this and you're doing this work. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. Many of you are unsung heroes. You have no public persona. I get emails from you and you are doing amazing work. It makes me emotional to think about it. And I'm feeling into the massive shift that you're creating on the planet as a result of your work. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for doing that. So let me go back to the southwest of France. So this is in the Pyrenees region. When I was there in November of 2016, I had a pretty profound experience. And just as I was preparing for this planetary update, I went into meditation and was contacted by the same being that I encountered there. She's part of my multidimensional self. She's an inner earth being, an interdimensional, by the name of Ganactagalian. And I'm going to read what she told me and what she channeled ultimately for, the Multidimensional You community. I do a bi-monthly channeling for that group. And this is back in November of 2016. And I'm going to read it and do it in a way, I've asked her to do this in kind of real time, the way that she did it during that channeled material, so that you all benefit from this activation as well, because I think it's still very timely and relevant. So I'm going to shift gears and let her come through as I read. I am Ganakta Galian, and I am pleased to be here. Like a rocket ship, you need great momentum in order to break out of the Earth's atmosphere. Many of you are not using your rockets. You are not firing yourselves up to the extent that is possible. I wish to show you what you are capable of. There is incredible energy and force, a power within you that lies dormant between your first and second chakras. In most of you, this energy continues to lie very still and quiet. We are going to activate it. For this force within you opens doors so that you are able to gain the kind of altitude and perspective that you will need in order to do the work that you came to do. This is a direct message to starseeds. Breathe into your first chakra, using the breath to draw energy from source, from the crystal core of Gaia. Breathe that up into the first chakra at the base of your spine. Illuminate and expand this interdimensional portal that is your first chakra. It is the gatekeeper. Now see the coiled serpent of the Kundalini, coiled there just above the first chakra. And with your next breath, allow the serpent to move into the second chakra. It is in this spring-like coiled energy now activated that will serve all of your highest purposes and endeavors. It will allow you to surpass previous blocks and impediments. It will give you the force you require, the activated internal force to blow past limitations and constructs of a lower density and a lower consciousness, which have held so many of you back. So when I just did that just now, 2 years later, not quite 2 years later, I felt the shift and awakening. So take your time to appreciate what you've just activated. And like she said, you have done an activation that will serve you in the rest of your incarnational experiences. Then she went on to share, do you see that you have all been attracted to this inner work for a reason? And the reason is that you have great healing capacities. You have latent abilities that are very much required today. As much of humanity continues to function within the holographic matrix that many people mistake for reality, right? The total sum of reality. They are not capable, except for fleeting moments, of going beyond Earth's atmosphere, so to speak. They require guides, teachers, and way showers that you all are. Your identities continue to get in the way. So I encourage you to allow for the possibility that you are something greater. You have great assistance at this time, and for those of you who have been unlocking your inner doors, you will find that these beings are ready to give you assistance. Those among humanity who seek assistance at this time will be offered the help that they are seeking. They're very, very powerful interdimensional beings like Ganakta Galian that are waiting on standby. Sasquatch people, interdimensional Sasquatch people are the same way, the little folk. But there are these inner earth beings. I know some of you already know all about this. The Argatha Network. As I tap the field, it's as if they're just waiting on standby for so many of the starseeds to simply pick up the phone, open an inner door, move into your heart chakra, begin to make contact. And she went on to talk about how we know that you have all undertaken a great task and have forgotten who you are, but we know who you are. We see you and we appreciate the incredible effort that all of you have made by choosing to incarnate at this time under the veil of forgetfulness and in the incredibly dense lower consciousness that has dominated third dimensional reality on the planet for a very long time. The young kids coming on the planet now are not veiled by forgetfulness. So this is this group of us, lucky us, that took on this challenging task. And I will say that the beauty of coming out of that veiled state is worth being veiled in the first place. This is the conclusion I've come to from my own journey. So she wrapped up by saying, be prepared to astound yourselves. I am Galactic Alien. So I hope this is helpful for you all. The last thing I'll share is the card that came out of the Arcturian deck just to validate everything we've been talking about in this update. So this is an interdimensional greeter from the Pleiades, Lysiada, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And this is from this deck if you want to get that on Amazon. You are at the intersection of dimensions. You as a person, you as a race, and you as a planet. You are coming upon incredible times in the history of this planet, auspicious moments where each and every experience will be part of a greater thread that forms your future reality. Your reality as an individual and your reality as the human race. These are defining moments. You are the seedlings of a new divinity. You are the beginnings of an entire new galactic race. You have within you the ability to see all realms in this one universe. And of course, it's a deep, rich, vast universe. You are so much at the beginning of your expansion as a race that you do not yet see how sacred you each of you are. You will look back at these days as pure folly, the illusion of being separate from all. These will be moments that will be remembered as the great reckoning of being. So we really are in incredible times on this planet. There's so much that is now coming through the ethers, the lost archives. Please continue your work, travel where summoned. If you feel called to join us in the southwest of France, shoot us an email at info@multidimensionalu.com. We'll have somebody follow up with you. Can only take 10 people on that trip. So wow, I think that's it for the planetary update. I'll be interested to hear what you all are up to with your crystals, and if you've been talking to some of the kiddos about what they know about crystals. All right, thank you everyone. Have a magical multidimensional day. Bye for now.